everyone, this is John the Watch Concierge, and today I'm going to be doing a review on this brand right here called Welly Merck. So this is a brand from China. You can find them on AliExpress, but they also have their own website. However, AliExpress, usually when you buy a watch, sometimes there's discounts and you have sales and everything, so usually it's good to take that into consideration as well. And I would say this is Australian sounding name, or maybe British sounding, but I'd say mostly Australian sounding name, Welly Merck. And it's I guess an interesting name, not the name I would choose for a brand, but regardless, it's something that's, I would say, easy to pronounce in English. And so they reached out to me and wanted me to do a review on one of their watches. And so they gave me kind of like a catalog to take a look at some of their watches that they have. And I chose to go with the World Timer version. And they sent me this watch for free, so just wanted to let you guys know I did get this watch for free and I get to keep it. However, this is going to be an honest review on this piece, and I will make sure to provide the pros and cons. So here you can see you get the box, and then you get the little tool to take out the links, and you also get the user's manual, some advertisement there. And here is wellymerck.com, that's the website. And of course, you get this nice little pouch here, which is pretty cool. This is great for portable, you know, if you want to travel, take your watch with you. This is a great little case, I would say. And this is the World Timer. Very nice piece. So I looked at AliExpress, and the watch goes for about 1,456 Swedish crowns, which is about $100 or so. But on AliExpress, you know, with considering the sales and discounts that sometimes you get when buying a watch on there, it could save you a lot of money and maybe bring you down to less than $100, or who knows. But definitely take a look at it, see when they will have a sale, and see if you can get a good price on this watch. But considering that price, I would say it's the same price that you get with a lot of other automatic watches that are well made, have all the good specs like sapphire crystal and good water resistance, like 100 meters water resistance like it is with this one here. And along those lines, usually those watches tend to be around that price, $100, slightly above $100, depending on if there's a sale or not, or how many discounts you can get. And yeah, so case size on this is 41 millimeters with a case thickness of 12 millimeters. And it might look a little bit bigger due to the dial just kind of taking over the whole space there and not having much of that bezel stand out, but that's also due to the type of watch that this is. So this is a World Timer watch, which means that you have different time zones. You can see the disc there for the cities, different cities around the world, as well as this disc which you can rotate with the minus and plus time zones. Although I would say other time zone or World Timer watches that I've seen usually have the 24-hour time, so whereas this one is just plus and minus. But you can see it's bi-directional in terms of the way you can rotate the crown here and the disc. And London is -1 from where I am at right now, so that's what I'll put. However, if you look at other time zones across, like for example, Rio de Janeiro is actually -5 hours, not -4 hours. So there are some time zones that are a little bit different. The crown is not the easiest to grip, but it's also not the hardest. It's a lot easier here with the winding of the time compared to rotating the disc. And there's no screw-in feature on the crowns, which is, I would say, something that would be necessary, especially if you're claiming to have a watch that is 100 meters water resistance. So it is something that I would say is risky, not having a screw-in crown but you know, that's the way it is, and hopefully it's true to its claim here. I'm not sure if I'll ever try going inside the pool with this, or going swimming, or out in the ocean, or anything like that, but you know, if that's what they say. Well, the back side here, as you can see, it is a screw-in case back, so that's nice to know, and usually that's what you get with most automatic watches anyways. So backside is usually, it feels like it's always a little bit more secure than through maybe the crown or within the bezel here. Sometimes people don't realize, but a lot of times water can go in through the bezel or through other parts of the watches rather than the backside here, especially if it's nicely screwed in and it's quite tight and everything. So, but you never know. The watch is very nicely finished. You can tell here, I think they've done a really good job here with the finishing on the side, and it's got a beveling along the side of the case right above this part of the lugs here on the side, whereas the top of the lugs are brushed, just as are both of the sides. And you also have the sign crown right there with the Welly Merck logo, which is actually quite cool, I would say, for the watch to have this logo, even with this funky name. I think the logo, they got it pretty good. And yeah, just really nice style. I think the hands are, you know, nice and big and good size for a dial that sometimes can be, I would say, maybe a little busy depending on how you prefer your dials. This might be a dial that's too busy for many people. However, for a dial that is a world timer, of course, there's going to be a lot of things happening on that dial, but there may be other parts of the design that could be unnecessary, perhaps, but really depends on your preference. And I like having kind of like the globe, the sphere type thing going on there on the dial with all the circles, and yeah, just the whole kind of globe aspect of the world timer watch, I think, is always cool and very detailed. And of course, what stands out mostly are the indices there and the hands, and of course the names of the cities, as well as the disc around the dial. But you got the date window as well, which has got a frame also in metal, and it is, I would say, it's actually an easily legible dial considering the way that they've done it. So it's actually really well done for the price point. And I think you got, I mean, they actually have a fantastic lume, which I'll show you in just a second here, which basically all the white within the dial kind of gets brightened up and loomed. So almost everything that's white in the dial is just shines or gets you know, that lume action. So I think that's pretty cool, and I like that they have the red tip on the seconds hand right there. You got also lume on the hour and minute hands, and I think it's a good size and nicely shaped hands and indices as well. So you got indices on, you got lume on the indices as well as on the white part of here of the globe and all the land, or whatever this part of the, I'm trying to figure out actually how is this, that looks like North America right there. So this looks like it could be, yeah, Europe. Yeah, that's Europe. Then that's North America right there. So it's kind of from the North Pole, looks like, is where the center is. So that's actually quite cool. And yeah, the watch is all stainless steel, 316L stainless steel, very nicely finished, both on the bracelet as well as all around the case. And you got a Miyota movement in the back here. I'm not exactly sure which particular Miyota movement it is, but it's a reliable movement, I would say. Sapphire crystal, 41 millimeters case size, 12 millimeters case thickness, which is a decent size for the type of watch that you have here. Part of why I chose this watch was because it's one of the smaller case sizes, I believe, that they have. So the other ones I think are 42, 43 millimeters. They might have watches that are a little bit smaller, so who knows? You can take a look at their selection there on AliExpress or on their website. But I'll go ahead and of course put the link in the description to this particular watch. And this Miyota movement actually has 42 hours power reserve, and it's 21,600 beats per hour. So that's also good to know. And it does have hacking. So if you pull out to the second position there, you can see the seconds hand stops, and you can continue. You can of course change the date. And you have this top crown here for changing the disc, this wheel here around the dial with the different plus and minus time zones. So you can adjust it to your liking. Now we can do the lume test, and you can already see it's already kind of glowing. And let me just add a little extra help here with the flashlight, and you'll see how everything just kind of glows. But I think it's pretty cool that they have almost a whole dial just glowing with the lume, and you have the blue lume on the earth or on the the land part of the watch, whereas you got the green here along the side of on the white part of the disc, as well as on the hands. However, it's not as strong on the hands or the indices as it is on this land part of the dial, as well as on the side here of the disc. So, but it is a cool lume. Let me activate it again and we can take another look. Definitely isn't the strongest, and it probably won't last too long, but it is a fun watch to have and pretty cool. You can see all the cities actually light up too. So you got lume on the cities, even on the other details on the dial, the circles and the lines going across. You get lume on that as well. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I have for you. So considering what you get and the specs and just the overall finishing, you see a lot of watches nowadays with this type of quality that also go for the same price. So a lot of Pagani design watches you also get with similar finishing, just the same kind of quality, and you get it for around the same price of $100 or maybe a little bit more depending on the model, and considering the sales and the discounts that you can include in there, could be less. So just keep that in mind and check it out. Feel free to take a look at the different versions and different models of watches that they have. And thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, check out all the other videos I have on my channel. And if you have any feedback or any comments, feel free to put it in the comment section, or you can also find me on Instagram and talk to me on there if you'd like. But as you can see, this is a really good sized watch. Could be smaller, sure, but considering this is a world timer watch and you do really want to see that full dial there with all the different time zones, I think this is it's good to have a dial of this size and be able to see everything clearly. So, and as long as it's just not looking too big on your wrist, then you should be okay. The way the lugs and everything fits on the wrist, I think fits nicely, and the lugs don't extend out too much. They're not super long extended lugs, so they're all good. And the bandwidth here is 20 millimeters, so if you'd like to switch it to a strap, a leather strap or something like that, you can easily find straps of the size. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.